Well, due to extenuating circumstances that we are all aware of this year, our annual family night was canceled. And so, as we're thinking about a way that we could interact with you in lieu of that evening, the idea of sitting down with each teacher, at least a teacher from each grade level, and just interacting about kind of the expectations within that grade or what classical education looks like was thrown out there. And so I am excited to have Mr. Mark Wheeler here with me, who is in his 15th year at Hickory Christian Academy. He spends a fair amount of time with the 11th graders, and so grateful for him, and just want to give you an opportunity to really hear from him as to what's going on in the 11th grade. So, Mr. Wheeler, as we think about the 11th grade and just some of those objectives that we have for them, what are some of those things that come to mind?
Well, the 11th grade is nearing the end of their rhetoric level of the training that they're receiving here, and with that we expect that they're developing a proficiency in being able to communicate for themselves, in interacting with the class, speaking to the issue, staying on topic, and being able to offer reasoned arguments for their views on things. And so we're looking to see that these students are able to clearly use evidence, use the logic that they use, the evidence and the facts that they garnered in the logics, the grammar stage, apply the logic that they got in the middle school stage, and then express that effectively through how they communicate, and all of that, of course, still being under the biblical worldview. And so we want to see them speaking clearly. We want to see them using specific evidence in what they say, and also bringing the Word of God into everything, every thought, every decision, every idea that they express. They're writing a lot more on their own. They're speaking a lot more on their own. They are. We want to see class discussions where the teacher says very little, that the students are speaking among themselves on topic, and they are bringing up ideas that are thoughtful and that are productive and that are well expressed. And so we expect at this level that the students are able to do most of their work on their own. They're turning their work in on time. They are checking Canvas for assignments that they need to do. If they're out, they're coming to teachers asking for what they need to cover. There's this little that needs to happen outside of the relationship between the teacher and the student in terms of accomplishing their work. And so that's some of the responsibility we want to see in them. So those would be some of the main ideas that we're hoping to see in the students.
Yes, and so what you're really talking about in many ways here is a classical Christian education. That is a distinctive that sets us apart from really any school for 50 miles or more in any given direction. And so when you're talking about just being able to think for yourself, being able to communicate well, being able to engage with ideas, we're going to incorporate certain types of strategies within the classroom to help and assist with that. Do you mind just touching briefly upon what types of strategies parents are going to see if they were to peek in a classroom in the 11th grade to help with that?
Yes. So a lot of what they'll see students, if you come into a classroom, whether it's a math class or it's their English classes, any class, you'll see students doing a lot of presentations. You'll see students talking about what they have read on their own. You'll see students who are exchanging ideas, either in informal debate or sometimes in formal debate. You'll see students who are reading papers that they have written and getting feedback from the class, both on the style of their writing and on the ideas that they present, and then of course also on the correspondence of their ideas to a worldview that is under the authority of Christ.
Let me ask you about this group in particular. Every class has its own personality, so to speak. There are strengths and weaknesses to any given class. So as you think about this class collectively, what are some of the strengths you might see? At the same time, what are some of the areas, again, collectively, that we would like to see this group develop as the year progresses?
So the strengths that I see in this class, there are some very talented writers in this group, and those kind of hold the bar high for some of the other students, and that's good. It's good. It's a good dynamic because while some students may be gifted in that area, others have other gifts, and so it's good to see the range of ability among the students. Some stronger in areas than others, and so that diversity is good. When you have a group of students who are all particularly strong in one area, then there's not much that they can grow off each other or gain off their interaction with each other. And so the diversity among the group is healthy, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that there's a wide range of viewpoints. So HCA is a non-denominational school, and so we have a lot of denominations represented, and we're able to learn how to exchange ideas in an environment that is not critical and is not and really is looking to see how can we best learn from each other and demonstrate a culture that stands in contrast to the rancor around us, as it were. I think those are some of the strengths. Weaknesses are sort of the weaknesses that are typical of the age we live in. Not getting our ideas from social media. I think that's something we need to guard against, just in general. And I think as 11th graders, you start getting more into that world. Some people do, and that presents its challenges. And I think there's also just the challenge of now they are more independent. How are they going to handle that? How are they going to respond as they come more and more into the world of adulthood? Are they going to really stand for Christ and live out in a disciplined way the values that they've said they held to all while they're growing up?
Well, thank you, Mr. Wheeler. I appreciate just some of these ideas you shared. These are very helpful things, and I just want to speak directly to the junior parents. We want to thank you, and particularly your child as well, and just being so flexible this year and working with us, primarily just based on where we've had to meet. We feel thankful for the opportunity to be at Neil Clark. That has allowed us to meet as a school and as a grade, and we're grateful for that. And we just want to thank you for having students who just have been so cooperative in that effort. Also, would like to let you know that we are asking that you sign up for a parent-teacher conference with one of your child's teachers. That can be a video conference, it can be a teleconference, it can be an in-person conference. And so if you would please find the link online, you've received an email, that will give you direction in how to go about doing that. And then you'll need to open up the form, fill that out, and we'll receive that, and the teacher that you've indicated will contact you. Really important that if you have more than one child in the 7th through 12th grade, that you fill out a form for each child. You can't put all your children on that one form. So we'd be grateful for that. So we look forward to seeing you at the Parent Teacher Conference.